Huzzah, we're live. Hello, everyone watching. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Dr. Lisa Neher. I'm a composer and mezzo, and I'm here coming to you from Portland, Oregon with two awesome friends. Hi, Kassandra Ormsby. Welcome. Would you introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Cassandra Ormsby. I'm currently a DMA student at the University of North Carolina, Greensboro.
Yay. Awesome. And then we also have Martin van Klompenberg. Hi, Martin. Tell us about yourself.
My name is Martin van Klompenberg. I'm currently a bassoonist with the 101st Airborne Division Band in Fort Campbell, Kentucky.
Sweet. Well, we're super excited to be here because we've been cooking up a really cool project for a while. And that project launches today, and it is the Sunflower C Star Bassoon Sonata Commissioning Consortium. And this is a piece that we've been talking about for a while. Martin is the lead commissioner, and Kassandra is our student coordinator for the commission. It's my first ever commissioning consortium, so I'm very excited to write this music and to share it with a ton of bassoonists and a ton of pianists and a ton of audience members. So the sonata will be about 10 minutes long, and it's going to explore the ecology and life cycle of the sunflower sea star, which is the second largest sea star in the world. It grows about 3 feet across, and it is native to the Pacific Northwest waters, where I grew up in Washington and Oregon. There is one larger species, but it lives in the deep and it is not very well studied. So, I think this sunflower sea star is pretty cool. They have like 16 to 24 legs. They range in color from purple to orange to yellows to reds. And they're also a really important keystone species because they feed on sea urchins. And we have all these kelp forests off the Pacific coasts. And when the sea urchin populations are not being kept in check by sea stars and other predators, then the sea urchins go crazy and eat tons of the kelp down, and other parts of the ecosystem fall apart. So they are an endangered species right now. I don't think they're listed on the endangered species list. I'm sorry. They're critically endangered according to the International Union for Conservation of Nature. So the sonata is going to depict elements of the sea star's behavior, like its movement on 15,000 tiny tube feet, which is they move very fast for a sea star, 40 inches a minute, which is fast for sea stars. The hunting for the sea urchins and cucumbers and other prey, which they eat by grabbing them with their arms, protruding their stomach, and swallowing their prey outside their bodies. And then later on, they expel the hard shells. They can break off limbs when they're attacked. And one of their main predators is the king crab. And they live in this intertidal zone where the tide pool waters ebb and flow. So they're one of those unique species that can live, under the water, but also can sustain periods where the water's not on top of them. And so one of my goals with this music is to help us raise awareness and gain more attention to the need to conserve this really important species and rebuild their population. And the University of Washington in Seattle is actually doing some really wonderful work with an experimental captive breeding program. So that's a little bit about what inspires the music. Martin, you actually approached me with the idea of this, and I'd love for you to share a little bit about how that came about.
Yeah, so this past summer at the IDRS Virtual Symposium, I heard Lisa's piece, The Immortal Jellyfish, for two bassoons for the first time, and just found myself absolutely mesmerized by the textures of it. Aww. And it's been like something I listened to, and I want to say within a half hour of hearing it, I think I sent her the first email.
I think so, yeah.
It was really fast. I was like, no, this is a person I really want to work with because these textures and this stuff was just so mesmerizing. And so I'm excited that we're going to do this and approach it, create another piece for the bassoon repertoire.
Yay, me too. I'm super excited. And that was a duet that was commissioned by Miriam Weber and Sarah Elizabeth Lee, and they performed it so beautifully for that symposium. So it was a real honor. So we have 2 tiers for the consortium. We have a professional tier at $200, and we also have a student tier at $100. And one of the neat things about the student tier is there's also going to be an opportunity to submit a recording of your performance of the piece to our Young Artist competition. And Kassandra, can you tell me a little bit about why you think that's important for young artists to get involved in commissioning music and putting themselves out there in these ways?
Yeah, so it's really exciting, because like if you're in college, you're at this awkward stage of a musician of you're not a kid anymore, but you're not quite a professional anymore, but you need professional opportunities, but those are hard to get because the professionals already have the opportunities. So where do you fall in, and how do you get these experiences that everyone seems to have? So being a part of something like this where you actively get to be part of the creative process, and then also having that follow-up of being able to be a part of a competition, to share this new work, like that's just great for your resume. One, I always love trying to fill out my resume with good opportunities. So then you're getting a taste of that professional life without necessarily the pressures of it. So I think it's a great, like, getting your toes wet, dipping into the professional world in a low stress and fun way, for sure.
I love that. And I think too, I work with a lot of emerging professional singers and composers in my studio. And we're always working on like their websites and their bios. And they're always talking about like, I don't feel like I have enough to put in these, you know? And so we talk a lot about like jumping and taking on a project and producing work. And, an example of that is like deciding to go ahead and join a consortium is a wonderful way to commission without having to bear the full costs of a commission yourself, because that costs a lot, right? So the consortium model is wonderful for everyone, but particularly for students and those emerging professionals, right? And then, you put yourself out there for a competition, you produce a video that then you can use on your website, you can use on your YouTube, you can share with audiences and potential future gigs, right? And maybe you'll win the Young Artist competition. So we'll have this Young Artist competition. The judges are TBA. The winner is going to receive a $100 prize and a signed copy of Immortal Jellyfish, the duet, in hard copy sent to you. And you will also get, we'll also award some honorable mentions as well, because we want to recognize all the fantastic effort that people will put into this piece.
Yeah,
so,
I have to say, as a student, the coolest things I've ever gotten to do is whenever I play a piece, I get to talk to the composer and work with them. It makes it, that piece sticks with you forever, and you'll always come back. And that's going to be like your baby, and everyone's going to go, oh, didn't so-and-so play that? And they'll remember you.
Yeah, I love that. And I guess actually we should probably just say a little bit, maybe the two of you can share a little bit, what is a consortium? I mean, we sort of dove into it, but I actually had a lot of friends ask me when I started talking about this week, musicians who weren't familiar with that model. And Martin, could you start and tell us a little bit about what is a consortium and why is it cool?
Yeah, so basically it's, as opposed to one person getting the joy of creating a piece, you try to do it as a team, as a group. So we all get together and help each other out. Like once the piece is released and everyone has it, use it to chance to hear lots of different people give different performances in the early going, as opposed to a lot of times when you hear a piece, you only get to hear one interpretation of it. So if we have a consortium and there's a group of people who want to be part of it, we get, 12 or 15 or 30 different interpretations of it, which is great.
I love that. Kassandra, do you have other thoughts on that?
No, I couldn't have said it better. Like I said, it's being able to work with the composer and this, like, learning new music. Like, I think with a lot of students, the first thing they think of is, I have to go to YouTube. I got to hear how someone else did it. And I think this kind of breaks the ice as an opportunity to really promote, just make it your own and play it.
Yeah, I love that. And I perform a lot of new music myself, and that totally resonates, because some of the great opera arias I've heard a million times, and it's hard to see, like, what do I have to contribute after hundreds of years? But a new piece of music, I always feel like I have a lot to contribute. Yeah, so the consortium members will have this exclusivity period for basically next year. The piece is going to be delivered in January 15th of 2023. And you will have all of 2023 to plan your special premiere. You'll be listed in the score as a commissioner. You can put it in your bio. You can talk about how you helped create this piece, because you did. And it won't be available to anyone else until 2024. So it won't be in my catalog. You'll be the only people who will get to play this piece for that year. So it's going to be super exciting. And I can't wait to hear all the different performances of it. And that, to me, is what's so exciting as a composer, because a lot of times as a composer, you get a premiere, and that one wonderful performance is kind of what sticks in your mind. And then maybe it's a while before a different performer has the time to take on your piece. And so a really exciting thing is once that happens, you start to hear all those different interpretations, And that's that brilliance, because what I do is put notes on the page and ideas, and then the performers make it their own, add their brilliance, pour their interpretation in, and then there's a million different ways that a piece could be performed, as we all know, right? So the last thing I want to say, we're going to drop the link for the website where you can read all about it and sign up. And I want to let everyone know why they should sign up right now, because 1 week from today, for anyone who signs up in the next week, we're going to have a special drawing for some really cool prizes. So if you get in this week, you will be eligible, and I'll put your name in a hat, and we'll do it live, like on Facebook again, and I'll draw some names. And this is the list of the fabulous prizes you can win. You can get a signed copy of my Immortal Jellyfish printed and mailed to you. That's my bassoon duet. Super beautiful piece, I think, and would be really cool to send it to you. You can win a 60-minute coaching with me, one-on-one or session for your class. I teach on a variety of topics, including entrepreneurship, music business, obviously composition. If you're a performer and composer, I'd love to work with you. Networking, making pitches, making contracts. We can talk about it, what you would like that 60 minutes to be about. And you can also win, the other prize we'll draw for is a 30-minute coaching and rehearsal with me on your piece, on the piece when you get it. So that is why you want to sign up and get in on the consortium now. Plus, like, why wait? Just jump in, and then you won't have to worry about it, and you won't have to worry about forgetting. What am I forgetting?
I think that's it.
I think that's it. So
excited to see it happen.
I'm so excited. Thank you so much for being here with me. If there's any questions in the comments, I don't see any questions. Thanks. Oh, thanks, Didactic McKay. I'm so glad to see you here. That's awesome. You can always catch me on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter, on my website. Send me questions. I'll post the link in the comments, and we're gonna hit go on the web store, and you can go buy in and become a commissioner today. So thanks everyone for tuning in. Thanks Kassandra and Martin for being here, and can't wait to create this music with you.